Let's go watch it in 2D. No, let's go watch it in 3D. But if we watch it in 3D, then is it worth the cost?
I'm off to see the wizard.
Bring me the broom of the Wicked Witch of the West. So I have proof that she's dead.
Stop this. It's gone too far. Elphaba, they're coming for you. Just look at me.
Not with your eyes, with theirs.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason. Here's the plan. I have no plan.
Well, I do.
Oh, thank Oz.
Haven't you heard? I'm the Wicked Witch of the West.
Hello, 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 this is Adolf, and today I'm reviewing Wicked for Good. As always, I talk about the 3D aspect first. Now, I watched Wicked for Good in laser projection, and sadly I gotta feel like the 3D is an afterthought. There are some moments, definitely some moments here and there that are nice, but a lot of scenes are just not that. They're just very basic layering, just like, alright, basic foreground and background, and that's it, and there's just not much depth there. There's some scenes that I did like. There's a scene with some like confetti and like papers that fly out of the screen. It's like, okay, I like that. And then, there's a scene with a chase scene with the flying monkeys that looked really nice because of the depth and everything. And the flying monkeys, there's another scene with them in like a long tunnel, and the depth worked well for that. There's another little scene here and there. It's like a wedding scene. I don't want to tell much more than that. There's a scene with some gears and how that was shot, which is really nice. But that's still few and far between. It is maybe 15% of the movie that is really good, if not great in 3D. And 85% that's kind of shallow and minimal 3D. You kind of forget that it's there. And every time I'm like, man, I kind of forget 3D is there. Something cool happens. So it's like, all right, you know what? I kind of like it, but not enough to give it a really high score. It just doesn't feel like they really thought about angles, the camera, whenever they're doing things, because sometimes things are just awkward in 3D. And it should be better than it is. I also had some ghosting issues too, so I imagine if you're watching this in not an ideal circumstance, like, you're supposed to have like a perfect 3D in laser, and if I had this in laser, I imagine many people like seeing in regular 3D may have a worse experience. So my final score is a 6 out of 10 for the 3D aspect. You might need to bump a point down if you don't watch it in a premium format, because it may not be as good. I don't know. It just seemed like a disappointment to me. And overall, I feel like it could have been better, and it was ultimately a very forgettable and underused thing. Final score again, 6 out of 10. Now on to the movie itself. Wicked for Good picks up almost immediately after the events of the first film. And if you did not watch the first film, I think you'll have very much difficulty watching this film. It really is 2 parts. And it really feels like this is the second part, and it wraps up the stories from the first part. This movie does a good job of continuing the story and giving you more, and also a lot of table setting. So the 1939 original Wizard of Oz, it really references, and it has a lot of things that explain some behind-the-scenes stuff, and it works. It's a little bit too cute by half, but for the most part, I think it works. The biggest problem with Wicked for Good is that it's just simply too long. It just is too long. The pacing starts off pretty slow, it drags, there's a lot of scenes that are just not needed. For example, there's a birthday scene. It's cute, it's nice, but it's just not needed. They could have just taken that out and not really missed out on anything. But what you do get here is something that is fantastic, and the emotional core is very strong, especially the final act. I imagine a lot of people are going to be crying when this movie is wrapping up. And I was almost there, but not quite. It's a very satisfying, bittersweet ending. I won't say more about that, but I'm just going to say I think many people will be satisfied. It's going to hit people hard. And this movie's going to hit people harder too because it's more serious. It's not as light as the first one. And for that matter, I feel like I like the first one a little more because of that. Musically, performances are excellent. Each song is sung with passion and gravitas. And the song For Good, that the movie's, is titled on, is superb. Outside the context of the movie, I'm worried that these songs are catchy, but they're not, super memorable. I'm not convinced these people are going to be listening to this in the future. I don't really know if it's going to be that popular, or if they're going to defy gravity again and be hits again in the radio. Who knows? We'll see. Visually, the movie is gorgeous, as you might expect, with excellent costumes, detailed sets, and strong production values. CG is mostly good. There's one character that's CG that I'm not going to mention too much of, but I kind of feel like it would have been better just to have him be makeup. And when you see it, you're like, yeah, I don't hate it, but imagine this might be a very controversial thing when most people see it. The performances here, I gotta really give credit to, because Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande are standouts. Both of them put 110% on the screen, and they have great chemistry, and it really resonates that it's a really serious relationship that is fractured in this film, and you kind of understand both points of view. And of course, Jeff Goldblum is back as a wizard, and he's a charismatic grifter, and he has a nice little music number too. It's nice. When you look at the whole picture, Wicked for Good offers a thoughtful reflection on what it really means to be quote-unquote good and quote-unquote wicked. And it reminds us these labels are often made by those in power, those who control the narrative, and those who are wanting to weaponize what is the quote-unquote truth. And there's more depth here than you may imagine, and for this time, I feel like it really resonates, and overall, I thought it was a really well-made, well-crafted movie that I very much enjoyed. It has some issues. I feel like, like I said, some of the CG is not that great, and it does drag a little bit in the beginning, but overall, I still very much enjoyed my time with Wicked for Good. My final score for the movie itself will be an 8 out of 10. Now, patrons, stick around for your bonus features. For everyone else, goodbye. Before this podcast wraps up, I want to thank my super VIP patrons from Patreon. Thank you, MK Ultra, Alex Folk, Gravity Head Zero, and Twitter 3D Movies Community. So I got one quick thing to talk about. We have a merch store. Woohoo! We got t-shirts, we got tote bags, we got magnets, we got stickers, we got a little bit of everything. Woohoo! At this merch store, 3dr2d.com/store, you'll find many original designs and affordable prices. That website again is 3dr2d.com/store. Woohoo! You can find 3D or 2D on Facebook, X, Blue Sky, Instagram, YouTube, and more. Just look for 3D or 2D. Thank you for either watching or listening to this podcast. Bye!
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.